everybody, and welcome back to my channel for this Friday morning, afternoon or evening across the world where you may be at. And I'm sorry for the kind of serious tone that you're hearing on this video, but I've been gone due to my recent family member who is sadly in stages of passing away. My granddad, who is of 96 years of age, is passing away. He has dementia. And as someone on the autism spectrum, I want to talk about this and bring it to you guys, to the public attention, to try and put some public understanding out there of dementia and how it affects not just the individual going through it, but the family who are surrounding him and supporting him and have experienced it firsthand. And as a granddaughter of my granddad and someone who has experienced him changing throughout the years and seeing him in a care home, you know, living out his last few years of life has really got to affect me. And recently I've been seeing him, and the change in him is very, very sad, and he is deteriorating. This has been known for quite a while that he is living with dementia, and we've kind of supported him and got used to it and understood it and researched it and kind of educate ourselves on it and what to look out for and the signs of it and the behaviours of it and how to communicate with him and how to best support him during his years that he's been here living in the care home and such. And for someone like me, it's more heightened because there's more emotion behind it. It's trying to process it, think about it, accept the logic that he is sadly towards the end of his life. He is nearly 96 years of age, and I just feel really quite sad. I feel quite thoughtful, but I feel kind of unsure about everything because it could be this week, it could be next week, it could be, you know, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, maybe he's going to be at the end of his life, and I am going to miss him. I know that I've probably not spent enough time with him. I'm certain, actually, I've not spent enough time with him. That makes me sad because I probably should have done more or could do more, and I am seeing him again tomorrow and visiting him, so that's going to give me a little bit more peace of mind about the whole situation. But as someone who is autistic, there is a lot of thoughts to process, there's a lot of emotions to process, and I don't want this video to be negative, but dementia is just such a really terrible way to go, and the way it's affected him, it's just changed his behaviour, changed him as a person, his behaviours, and, you know, his lack of communication. Very, very recently, he's become basically non-verbal, and it's horrendous. It's been awful to see him change so quickly and deteriorate so quickly, but I am proud, extremely proud to be his granddaughter. You know, I'm proud that I've been able to spend as many years with him before the dementia happened. Before he fell ill, he was very verbal and independent and loved living life on cruises and loved going abroad. He was always booking holidays and being out the country and telling us about his adventures and all the different foods that he ate on the cruise ships, all the friends he made, you know, getting to experience the world for what it was. And he was still doing cruises in like his early 80s. He didn't start coming down with dementia or experiencing dementia till his late 80s, early 90s, I believe it was. So he's done well to, you know, live a fully independent life. He's done a lot of different jobs in his time. And it just makes me sad that I am in the stages of losing my final grandparent. Unfortunately, I've now lost both my nan, my gran, and I'm losing my grandfather. So I have lost officially. I am going to be losing all three of my grandparents, which is quite sad, especially for someone who's in her mid-30s. You know, obviously death is a natural part of life, but I am sad about it because obviously it's my grandfather. He's the last person, like the authority kind of grandparent, authoritative figure that has been with me in my life, has helped support me, and, you know, has been there as a figure that I could go and hug and speak to, spend time with and ask questions to. And now I know that time is running short, and I'm just really going through multiple emotions. One minute I feel like it's going to be a peaceful, good release for him, that he can finally be out of this pain, be out of misery, not have to suffer this dementia stuff going on. But at the same time, there's a side of me that's like, I'm not ready to lose him. I don't want to let him go. I don't want to say goodbye. I don't want to let him go. And I know it's kind of cruel and selfish on my own part, and maybe that is me being a bit in denial about losing him, and but he has lived a good life. He has lived a full life, and I don't want to take that away from him. I don't want to make it seem like I'm being completely irrational, selfish, but for someone on the autism spectrum like myself, it is very hard to accept what dementia is and how it takes over the person's brain and the person's body and what it makes them act like. And to see my granddad going from being this fully verbal person, only struggling with certain little things, to now being completely non-verbal, and seeing him look different, and it's not pleasant. But at the same time, I've had many great years with him. I've had a lot of good time spent with him. I've had a lot of good times being able to talk to him, and I've managed to write a few family history notes down in my notebook, which is actually behind me in the corner. So it's actually over there in that corner. If you can probably see, there's a purple notebook. That notebook is what I've got written some family history snippets down. I do have some family history snippets here pre-recorded on my phone from a few months ago that I managed to record of him when he was still verbal. And I am lucky in that aspect. I've managed to, keep some form of history recorded of him speaking to me, him looking at me, talking to me, smiling at me. I've got some photos of him and stuff. So that's a good side of it. I think that, I've been very blessed to have him in my life for so long, and that he has managed to be here and still be surviving in his 90s. And at the same time, I am really, really not looking forward to saying goodbye and having to let him go, and realising that his life is coming to an end, and that, he deserves to go have a peaceful passing. He deserves to let go of this life. He deserves to say goodbye, But at the same time, there's that kind of side of me, it's like, did I do enough? I wish I had done some more. I wish I had spent a little bit more time with him. I do feel regretful. Yes, I do. I'm not going to lie. I do feel regretful. I do feel like I've kind of let him down as a granddaughter, and I know I probably haven't, but I'm just being raw and real with you guys. I do feel like I've let him down a little bit, and I've not potentially done enough to see him and spend time with him, and but at the same time, this dementia has really kind of made me feel different about it. And it's sad that I've struggled to kind of get my head around it. I've already lost my nan to heart failure and dementia. Well, the dementia wasn't diagnosed, but we were sure she had it. But I've now lost nearly 3 relatives to dementia in a short space of time, and it's making me feel like life is so different now, and it's so short. And I just feel I wish I could have done more about it and spent a bit more time with him. And for people who are autistic or suspect themselves to be on the autistic spectrum, dementia is very, very confusing. It's a very, very life controlling condition, and it's something that takes over in stages. It's not instant. It takes over little bits at a time, so you don't notice that your loved one may have dementia, or may be living with it, or has been diagnosed with it, or you suspect them of having it. I'm not a medic, so I'm not saying, I know more about it than anyone else. I'm not a medic. I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm not a doctor. So just putting that out there, I'm not either of them things, and I wouldn't ever claim to be so. But for me, it's something that I've had to learn to research along the way of losing previous relatives to this condition. And it's just soul destroying. It really does change the family. It changes the individuals who support the individual living with it and going through it. And, yes, I can sit here and be strong and record this video about it, but inside there's so many mixed emotions that I'm going through. There's so many thoughts in my head that I've got. And, I hope this will be a happy release, my granddad. I hope that when he does eventually pass, that he isn't going to be in pain. He isn't going to have the struggle of letting go. And I just hope that this video, my words, may touch somebody. They may help somebody. They may make somebody feel better, and then knowing they're not alone, because I know people will go through this. It's not just me going through this situation of losing another loved one with dementia. It's not just my family going through this. There is multiple families across the world going through this, and it's just I want to get my words out about it, to get my thoughts out, to try and clear my head just a little bit. I will link some websites down below about what dementia is in the video description, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.